My brother Framed Smoker, you want to know what the Khan did during the siege of Terra? I got you. From the very beginning, everybody knew the habits of Jagatai Khan, being free-spirited and wanting to rush into battle, mind you strategically and in his own manner. So because his habits were known, Rogel Dorn specifically said you are not to venture outside the walls under any circumstances. But let me ask you, do you think the Khan listened? Absolutely not. He went into battle. He refused to leave the Imperial Guardsmen to their fate and doom. He would take his White Scars and the jet bikes into battle, saving countless lives along their way, while taking others of the heretical forces. Mind you, amidst this charge, he would even personally take 40 lives of the 14th Legionnaires by himself. And mind you, he didn't just do this to save the lives of the Imperial Guardsmen, he also gathered vital intelligence of those of the Dark Mechanicum. When the Lionsgate spaceport fell, it was none other than Jagatai Khan that offered to personally take it himself. Rogel Dorn did not protest to this. He was pretty much too tired with everything else that was going on. And even if Rogel Dorn did protest, the Khan was going to do it anyways. And that he did. He led a counteroffensive, even coming to the point where he would have to trade blows with Mortarion once again. Although this time, Mortarion had his new demonic form. Despite Mortarion appearing more powerful than the Khan would still roast him, baiting Mortarion's pride into the fore so that he can exploit a weakness. He insulted Mortarion, calling him weak for falling to the powers of darkness and chaos. And although, yes, this would in fact send Mortarion into a rage, we would still end up having Jagatai Khan impaled by the scythe. Now you might be thinking this would mark the end for Jagatai Khan, but that was not the case. Our glorious Khan would drag himself further along the shaft of the scythe, only until he reached face to face with Mortarion and then decapitated him. This would effectively send Mortarion back into the war. But I will say that he was in fact mortally wounded, and only through the Emperor's divinity and powers was he able to be resurrected after his grievous wounds. But let's consider this for a moment. Jagatai Khan, despite the commands of the person in charge of defending the siege of Terra, would charge into battle to not only save civilians but also the Imperial Guardsmen. He said that if he could even save one life, then his duty would be done. He would take countless lives of the 14th Legion, even gathering valuable assets and reconnaissance. He would lead incredible counteroffensives that wreaked havoc across the heretical forces' lines. And eventually, he was successful in taking the Lionsgate spaceport. Although he was grievously wounded, he was still able to eliminate one of the traitorous Primarchs while also successfully recapturing the Lionsgate. For all intents and purposes, the Khan is a stud. Probably one of my favorite Primarchs, and rightfully so for the amount of feats that he has accomplished. And what's hilarious to me is that even though he faced a stronger adversary, he still had the audacity to roast his brother. Nothing but W's for the Primarch of the White Scars. So Framed Smoker, with that being said, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and thank you again for the request. Drop a comment if there's anything you guys want to hear about next, and as always, remember to follow for more.